it's like going to Disney World for the first time. You just kind of like, you don't know what to, you can't put your finger on it. It's like, wow, is this real? Is this all really happening in front of me right now?
I first met Nick actually when we were cutting the ribbon to celebrate Grand Junction coming to Bismarck.
I was running a magazine, and so I approached Colton several times for representing Grand Junction in the magazine.
He approached me initially when he was first working on the idea and just ran it by me and asked for some advice.
He was 27 years old. He had just had a brand new baby like a week ago, and he opened up his own restaurant. And at age 27, I was just like, gosh, you have to have your head on real straight and have to be real organized to have achieved that.
After we got the second store open for a while, Nick approached me again and said, hey, it didn't work out with his other partners, so he wanted to revisit the idea of me coming on board. We looked at everything, started talking, and ran some of the numbers, and we decided that it would be best for us to partner up and to open up the CraftCade together.
But then also we're not going to have a fully trained staff, and then we're not going to know when we're going to be super busy versus not busy. Like, when does someone come in and order a slice right away, or are they going to go and play a game for an hour?
Right before they order food.
Actually, I met Colton years ago playing fantasy football with a mutual friend. I worked for a long time over at Bruno's Pizza in Bismarck. So when he started working on Grand Junction, I came over, checked things out, gave him some advice what I thought for delivery and ranges and things like that, just because of all the experience I've had over way too many years of delivery and food service.
Yes, do I want employees that are dedicated to my place? Absolutely. Do I necessarily want employees that think that they're going to work here for the rest of their lives? Right. No. I want them to want more for themselves. Right. And it's
like I said, I just met Nick recently, and it's hard not to get excited with his energy that he brings to the table. Not quite the style that I'm used to, but it's something that I can get onto really quick. And then the big part for me to join, I decided a long time ago, wasn't just about a job, it was about the people I'm going to work with. I respect Colton already, and from everything that Nick's showing me, I think he's got his head on his shoulders, he's got the passion. Once I decided on the people, then the job itself I kind of looked into, and I think it's a good opportunity, and I think it's to bring something fun and exciting to Bismarck.
This documentary is going to make it look like the room was already ready to have the CraftCade built inside of it, probably because of when we started shooting this, but I think a lot of people would be surprised to find out that I was working in that room like almost for a full year before this documentary started. And so some of the things that you guys are not going to see probably in this documentary is the fact that it used to be 2 rooms, and there was a drop ceiling in the room at 9 feet. So the ceilings were 9 feet high when I first went into that room, and it was a very small little showroom through the front door. And the stairs that now go up into the upper section, that used to go up into 2 little office spaces up there. And we literally just gutted that room. Absolutely took the room apart.
Like, this is, no. And he's like, he drives by Buffalo Wild Wings. He's like, good thing we didn't paint those yellow and black. I'm like,
It's the exact same colors as those.
And then you could just jam black and yellow all day long.
Our general contractor, Brandon Frazier, with Burley Builders, was super helpful. He really saw my vision. Him and I worked very closely together for the look of the room. And I know that some of my ideas probably sounded crazy, but he really let me roll with it, and he kind of reined me in when one of my ideas was too crazy.
The flooring that we installed
And Brandon here with Burley Builders did a nice job kind of helping me along with picking the flooring, just because I wanted to do more of a black color. And he convinced me that really, no, you want to do more of a light gray because the light's going to reflect off of a light gray much better than a black. And I was a bit skeptical at first, but I think it was the absolute correct decision, because as you can see here, when the light flows in through the window, it is reflecting off the ground really, really nicely.
He's getting used to telling me you were right.
I really learned how to work well with Brandon, and I think vice versa. He really learned how to work well with me. And it was one of the reasons why we were able to achieve a look in the room that was so unique.
Really fun project. It's not a lot of times that you get the creative freedom that you have with clients like Nick and Colton. They really worked with me well to come up with the overall design of the room, and things just rolled out, and we're excited to see how it ends up. With some of the areas, they allowed me to use my creativeness to apply common materials such as the cooler in a different fashion to get a look. We were going for kind of a big computer motherboard, maybe a heat sink look with that on the self-pour beer wall. We did concrete countertops, some metal details along the bar, metal railing up at top. Again, the custom artwork and some of the pilasters that are basically like giant light sconces. That was all custom metalwork. We did lighting, some audio, a bunch of TVs, and then they're going to have quite a few video games. So it should be a pretty cool space. Excited to get in here.
I mean, we're basically a full service restaurant that's trying to make an entire... Hey Kurt, you want to stop that for a sec? Alright. So yeah, our challenge here was just space. You know, we're basically a full service restaurant doing an entire menu with appetizers, pizza, Chicago style franks, soups and salads, and be able to pump all that delicious food out of a space that's about 700 square feet was a huge challenge. But we invested in some new technology and equipment that's going to allow us to be able to do that. For example, these ovens right here, they're true ventless technology. You don't need a hood system to run them. The amount of power and energy needed to run these, you would usually need a full hood system with the makeup air, the exhaust fans, the whole works. But because these actually have catalytic converters built into the back, we're able to run them without a hood system, and therefore save a lot of space and a lot of money. If you touch right here, you would burn your fingers. If you go down 6 inches, this is cool to the touch right here.
Wow.
Yep, and then behind each side, there's a catalytic converter on each side, and that allows us to not use the hood system. So honestly, if we had to use a hood system in this space, we wouldn't have been able to actually utilize this space for the CraftCade, because look at the ceiling height in here. There's no way that you could do a hood system in here. But, you know, with being able to do this, it allowed us to come in here, and it's gonna work for us.
Right when you round that corner, I'm kind of thinking Galaga, Donkey Kong, and a third one, possibly Asteroids Deluxe.
Yeah. Oh, and you got Frogger to work with too. That's a
And
good
Frogger I want in an area that's very accessible to women. Frogger is the #1 game for women.
bathroom. No, just kidding.
Well, yeah, put it in the women's bathroom. The cocktail cabinets are definitely going upstairs. We know that.
Okay.
So we can start with those.
Something we can get out of
We
here.
can start with those.
Wow, that's how these buttons work?
Just for holding the glass in during transport.
It's seriously just a contactor like that?
Yeah, leaf switches.
And it's that precise, huh?
Well, it's all they had back when this game came out, I suppose. or it's what they chose to use, I like it just as much
And
personally.
he has over 1,500 titles. I believe he has over 2,000 pinball machines, 1,500 just arcade cabinets and cocktail cabinets. And he's got 2 arcade museums where he actually operates the arcades. So anytime I work on these and if stuff fails, I can just reach out to you and see if you got the parts and buy the parts right off of you. And I'm really interested in learning. And I got in touch with him, found him online, started reaching out to him, and you know, realized how knowledgeable and just how much great inventory this guy had. So we reached out and said, hey man, we're opening a place in Bismarck. Would love to get your, you know, opinion and see if you could put together a killer game list for us. And then he actually put this whole package together, included shipping. He's coming out here, setting everything up for us, and then he's gonna show me the ins and outs on how to repair all this stuff. So that way I can make sure everything's rocking and rolling for our customers at all times. So it's gonna be legit.
Colton Schultz is like my absolute godsend when it came to this project. The guy has just a tremendous amount of experience when it comes to leading a team, running a restaurant, starting businesses, and just being a leader. He's incredibly resourceful. He knows how to fix literally anything.
Hey, check this out. So we need to be able to hang a mop, right, over the mop sink. So we're gonna have shelving like that in there. So I found this. Almost like that, right on the bracket. Put that behind this. We'll be able to hang our mop so it dries out every night.
Beautiful.
Back there. Yeah.
This is what he does all day.
Do you want to know what's hilarious? So I have something similar to this in Bismarck, but whenever I went to Lowe's or wherever I went, it was just a little bit different contraption. Then Mandan's a little bit different. I couldn't find the one that I did.
And I don't know how to fix anything. I just know how to be like, well, that would look cool if it was purple. You know? I know how to like put aesthetic value to things, and I think I like to lead a team of people, but man, I got so lucky when it comes to the people I got to work around.
All right, baby. And then, can I get a sprinkle? Like a fresh basil or a fresh sprinkle of like seasoning on there?
Whatever you want to do.
What do you think I should do?
No.
You're like, no, don't touch
Until we
it.
pick something and that's what you want to do.
Okay, that's done. Okay.
Go deliver it.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Bingo, that'll work. You think they're gonna like this? I hope so.
I would.
Let me. Oh, we're really on camera.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Get in on that.
He's like, give it to me.
Oh, maybe some napkins, huh?
Wow.
I should have brought you napkins.
Fabulous.
Did you get one, Heather?
I did.
Okay.
Yep. I did.
Girl,
Oh my god.
you get some of that too.
That was really good.
Green coat, you get some of that.
Green coat.
You get some of that. That's new CraftCade pizza. That came fresh out of the oven. That's made from scratch.
I feel like I'm at
You better get on some of that.
This is very good.
Good.
So good.
Glad you like it.
Thank you. Man, it really came together really well.
and we have a fantastic team that we've surrounded ourselves with. I can't say I ever thought it would look this good in here, but just a lot of meticulous attention to detail, and I think a lot of people just got real passionate about this project, and I feel like we really pulled off at least the build out part of it. We're about to find out how well we pull off the restaurant side of it, and I think we're actually gonna do pretty well because we have a pretty good team around us, so.
Right now?
How are you feeling?
So you're just gonna start an interview? Good. I feel real good. If you could touch my face with that, that'd be great. Oh, thank you. It's so nice. I'm feeling really good. It turned out great. The place looks awesome. It's ready for people. It's a really good feeling to be done and have it turn out the way you wanted. And I think it's probably one of the funnest jobs and probably most creative jobs I've done to date. And like I said, I'm really happy with the way it turned out.
Dude, we are finally open, soft opening here for the contractors, ribbon cutting tomorrow. A lot of time and energy has gone into this amazing place. We can't wait to see how it works. Yeah.
Hi.
Tell me how you're feeling.
Excited. We got a really good crew. We have a good team put together. A lot of people with a lot of different experience from all sorts of areas that we're able to merge everyone together. And I think we're all gonna crush it really good.
Be excited, guys. I guess what can I say? The power of positivity can take you a long, long ways. I was met with a lot of adversity on this project, and instead of giving up, I just continued to figure out a way to get around the obstacle instead of giving up or figuring that it had beaten me. And so far, that mentality and ideology has worked out pretty well for me. So. The power of positivity, guys. Here's today's or maybe this week's lesson, okay? Find the silver lining. Everybody will try and find what's wrong with a situation, a good situation, okay? They will find what's wrong with it. Find the silver lining for them instead. Instead of agreeing with how good of it, how something's broken, just be like, hey, absolutely, I'm glad that you found that for us. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. We will get that fixed for you. That's approaching that problem positively, with positive energy. Somebody comes and goes, yeah, but this thing is kind of a little wonky. I don't know about this thing, or that thing right there's a little, I don't know. You're like, hey, you're absolutely right. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. I bet we can get that fixed because of your recommendation. Thank you. Thank them for pointing out the negative points in life. Because really, if you're conscious on your thoughts, you'll know when someone's being negative, and it's your direct opportunity to fire back with positivity and just crush it right as the negativity starts coming out of their mouth. You put it right back on them with positivity, and it's only gonna permeate throughout the entire culture of this company and throughout the entire working experience of you guys being here. So,
Real quick, one thing too. I'd like to just say, remember to kill the customers with kindness, because you never know what's going on in someone else's life. And all of a sudden they say, hey, this is going on, and you're like, wow, I understand why you're a little upset. So, try to make their day better, kill them with kindness. And then remember, smooth is fast. So when you're rushing and stuff like that, a lot of times, you're kind of all over the place and scatterbrained. If you just slow down, smooth is fast. All right, thanks everybody.
thank you. First one.
Can I play games too?
Yeah, now you're drinking, so you can play for free.
What?
Look it up. You'll know as you begin to dispense.
It's surreal to have had this in my imagination for so long, and worked so very, very hard. I mean, this is kind of 2 years coming. 2 years to get to this point, and it's been 2 years of me working on it every single day, and not taking a paycheck. So it's a long time to work on something like that without getting paid, and then also not know if it was going to work out or how successful it might be.
There you go.
But looking over the room is it's just surreal. So, I mean, recognize the very first time we've had customers, it was the very first time we had the kitchen pumping out food from our menu out that window. It was the very first time we had people playing games. It was the very first time we had our employees using the Pour My Beer system to open up beer cards and allow our customers to pour their own beer. It was the very first time for a lot of things. And it was also the very first time that we had somebody steal a piece of art right off the wall.
Yesterday was about finding a silver lining in everybody's situation. And today is about forgiveness. Some of you heard we went through last night. We had a piece of art stolen out of the bathroom.
I will say this. We got the art back. We figured it out. We got over our obstacle. We did not press charges. We did not call the police. And that was a choice by me because it was just the last thing I wanted to spend my energy on. I felt like the lesson that I could teach on forgiveness and moving forward and focusing your energy on more worthwhile things was more valuable than trying to get revenge.
Alright guys, we got pizzas in the oven coming out, so let's...
1, 2, 3, and real one. Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
Thank you very much for all coming. Welcome to CraftCade. We are a authentic New York style pizzeria. We have gourmet Chicago style franks. I highly encourage you to try them. They're very good. We are the only 20 tap self-pouring beer system in the entire state of North Dakota. We have about, 24, Colton? 24 classic arcade games. They're all in here. We managed to find them somewhere in the country, and they're all set on free play as long as you're eating and drinking with us. Check out the TVs. We got a lot of 80s commercials and music videos, and all the music in the room will always be very 80s and 90s centered. And what else can I say? It's going to be fun in here. So enjoy yourself. There you go.
Bismarck Mandan community, I want to tell you guys that just because we're a smaller community doesn't mean we can't have unique things. I think one of the best things I could say is if you really do have a passion for an idea, you've got to take a first step. You kind of have to step out there and reach out your hand to the right person. Just because it's hard doesn't mean you can't do it. You can do it, you just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other and just kind of keep moving towards your goal. For me, it was about surrounding myself with the right people that could achieve the goal that I wanted to achieve, and then learning how to work together with all those people all at the same time. You have to reach out to others, because I think that's probably the biggest obstacle that people find themselves is they have an idea but they don't know how to achieve it, and they don't know how to even get started. Well, you get started by reaching out to somebody that has either done it before or can at least help you answer a question that you have about getting started.